to take a journey back into time, into the biblical times of Jehu, king of northern Israel. Come with me as we take a look into the past and get a little bit of glimpse of the adversity that Jehu faced during this time. Imagine being the only one to have faith in God while the people around you were worshiping things like plants and animals. How would you feel in that kind of situation?
Though Jehu's story was found in 2 Kings, we have to look back a bit to fully understand the story. If we look at 1 Kings, we see that there was a prophecy by Elijah predicting the death of all of Ahab's family. Jehu would be the one to fulfill that prophecy.
At the time Jehu was king of Israel, there weren't many other kings that were still following God. You see, there were other kings such as Joram and Ahaziah who were encouraging their people to worship idols. Jehu was one of the few kings who refrained from this practice.
This might have been Jehu's first adversity, but he is only the leader, still doing what he knows is right. And you as a leader can do what you know is right. To apply it to a present day life, you need to think of that fact that maybe you're at a party and everyone else is getting drunk, but you can stay true to yourself and true to God, and you can say no, you can stick up for yourself, and you can be a leader and stick up. Dude, we just heard about this awesome party. I mean, like, everyone is gonna be there. There's gonna be, like, I can't even imagine. Like, I've never... Wow.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah!
Okay. So it starts at like 7, I think.
7?
Yeah.
That's a long time away.
Should we party it up right now?
Yeah.
Nice. Woo!
I'll get
Woo!
Let's work!
We can't do this. This is not right.
What's wrong?
This is alcohol.
And alcohol's fun!
How old are you?
How old am
Well, you're not 21, clearly. I mean, look at you. And you're acting so immature. We just need to grow up and drink this when we're ready.
Jehu's journey began the day he was anointed king. The prophet Elisha, not Elijah, sent a messenger to Jehu to anoint him and give him a message from God. The message is found in verses 6 through 10 of chapter 9, and it consisted of the following. This is what the Lord, God of Israel, says. I anoint you king over the Lord's people Israel. You will destroy the house of Ahab your master, and will avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the Lord's servants shed by Jezebel. The whole house of Ahab will perish. I will cut off from Ahab every last male in Israel, slave or free. I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha son of Ahijah. As for Jezebel, dogs will devour her on the plot of ground of Jezreel, and no one will bury her. As so begins the mission of Jehu.
Here we see Jehu facing his second adversity. Not only must he kill these kings and high authority figures, but they're people he respects and his fellow leaders. Okay, so to apply this to modern day life, imagine if you knew that you had to confront your friend that you were really close to, and you knew that this confrontation wouldn't end well. I mean, wouldn't you feel like kind of worried about it, knowing that?
Yeah, it's kind of a hard thing to deal with because you know what's right, and at the same time you want them to know what they're doing is wrong, but you don't want to lose them as a friend, and you don't want to jeopardize that. So it's like a hard thing. Also, once he ends all of these people's lives, I mean, he's pretty much the supreme power in the area because he's killed all of the other ruling people. So that's a lot of pressure because now he has all these people like, okay, why did you kill our king? Like, what did he do? Like, and it's kind of gives a lot of confusion.
It's true. It affects more people than just one.
Yeah, and like it affects.
Who did he kill first?
He kills
Joram
and
Ahaziah.
Mm-hmm.
Who are all related to Ahab because you had to kill Ahab's family. So all of a sudden he shows up to Joram's gates of his kingdom and sends word that he's there, and Joram kind of knows that it's not going to end well. He sends out some guy asking for peace with Jehu, and Jehu basically says no. I mean, what does he say right there?
He even says, like, how can there be peace? Jehu replied, as long as all of the
idolatry.
Thanks, and witchcraft of your mother Jezebel abound. So with them not idling God, there can't be peace because that's not like a productive kingdom in God's eyes.
Yeah. So after the two kings had been killed, Jehu went on to kill Jezebel, who was the one dealing with all the witchcraft and that sort of stuff. And what happened was she was up in the window in the balcony, and Jehu's people went up there and basically pushed her off the balcony. And and this was to fulfill what the message from Elisha had said about how she will not be buried, her body will be eaten by dogs, because after she fell to the ground, her body was eaten by dogs, and there was nothing really left to bury.
The next people that Jehu kind of goes after, kind of in a sense, are the sons of Ahab, and there's 70 of them, and he sends notice to the castle saying, watch out, like, I'm coming for you, and they send notice back saying, no need, we'll do it ourselves, thanks. And they basically kill them and send the heads to Jehu, and prove, and they put them up outside the gates as recognition of Jehu's victory, I guess. And and then the next people.
Yeah. Oh, so then basically he had killed pretty much all of Ahab's family, just as the prophecy had said back in 1 Kings. And so Jehu went on to the ministers of Baal to kill them, and they were worshiping this god Baal, and Jehu knew that it wasn't right because the only one you should be worshiping is God. So how exactly did he kill him?
We would just like to conclude this by thanking you guys for joining us today, and it was a really great pleasure, and we hope that you learned a lot about yourself and Jehu and adversity in the making of this film. Thanks.